Friday, October 19th. About being in like. The smoke park is empty again, and I'm so glad we finally have another half day. The afternoon stretches before us. No mommy to call me. She's still at work. Twins' genius school runs on a different schedule. Caridad never texts during class. It's just me and Aman, and his hand brushing my cheek to insert an earbud. You ever smoked a blunt? I shake my head. Word. Drake is better when you lit, but we can listen to him anyways. And so I shut my eyes, pressing my shoulder closer to his as he settles his iPhone between us and he settles his hand on my thigh. Music for A. Placing my head in the crook of your neck makes me happy to be alive. Eyes closed, hands clasped, don't breathe, and maybe we will live like this forever. It'd be gibberish, but everything you whisper sounds like poetry. I missed you. This was supposed to be a question, not a poem, confession, or whatever it's become. I just wanted to know if you would listen with me to the sound of our heartbeats. Tuesday, October 23rd. Ring the alarm. The day that becomes the day starts real regular, same schedule, and nothing changed till last period bio. It's the first Tuesday since the Eve episode, and with 30 minutes left of school, a fire alarm goes off. Mr. Bildner sighs and stops the PowerPoint that was showing us how Darwin figured out finches. Amon squeezes my hands beneath the desk and stands, slings his bag across his shoulders. He never puts it in his locker. But before I know what I'm saying, the words skip like small rocks out my mouth. We should go to the park. They sink in silence. He cocks his head. You know Bildner's going to take attendance if this is a false alarm. The class lines up to exit, and as we scrunch together, my ass bumps Amon's front. I don't move away. I whisper over my shoulder, we should still go. Amon's finger pulls on one of my curls. I didn't know you liked Drake enough to get caught cutting. I lean back against him, feel his body pressed against mine. Drake isn't the one that I like. The day. We are side by side, sitting on our park bench. Amon slides his arm around my shoulder and pulls me closer to him. Today there are no headphones, no music, just us. He brushes his lips across my forehead, and I shiver from something other than cold. His fingers tip up my chin. My hands instantly get sweaty, and I can't look at him, so I stare at his eyebrows, cleanly arched, no stray hairs, prettier than any girl's, and I lean in, trying to figure out if he waxes or threads. Then he's leaning in too, and I know I have one moment to make a decision. So I press my lips to his. His mouth is soft against mine. Gently, he bites my bottom lip, and then his tongue slides in my mouth. It's messier than I thought it'd be. He must notice because his tongue slows down. And my heart is one of Darwin's finches learning to fly. Wants. As much as boys and men have told me all of the things they would like to do to my body, this is the first time I've actually wanted some of those things done. At my train stop. My train pulls slowly into the station, so I take my hand out of Amon's. He looks at me with a question on his face, and I can feel the heat creep up my cheeks. He's asking me something, but I can't hear a word he's saying because I keep getting distracted by his lips and the fact that I know now how they taste. X, did you hear me? I'll text you later. Maybe we can go out this weekend. To Ruben's Halloween party? I hop off the train without giving him an answer, without waving at him through the window, with too many things to say and nothing to say at all. What I don't tell Amon. I can't date. I can't be seen on my block with boys. I can't have a boy call my cell phone. I can't hold hands with a boy. I can't go to his house. I can't invite him to mine. I can't hang out with him and his friends. I can't go to the movies with any other boy than Twin. I can't go to teen night at the club. I can't have a boyfriend. I can't fall in love. Whenever we text late at night, I avoid mentioning making plans. I tell him, I just want to live in the moment because I don't want to tell him all the things I can't do. But I also shouldn't kiss a boy in the smoke park. And yet I did that too. Kiss stamps. Later, when I walk into confirmation class, I know I'm wearing Amon's kiss like a bright red sweater. Anyone who looks at me will know I know what it means to want in that way because I didn't want to stop kissing, and we didn't. Until his hands moved under my shirt and I jumped at the chill. Maybe I jumped at something else. Guilt? How fast we're moving? I don't know, but I knew it was time to stop. But I didn't want to. I mean, I guess I did. It's confusing to know you shouldn't be doing something, that it might go too far, but still wanting to do it anyway. I don't whisper with Caridad, or make eye contact with anyone, or question Father Sean, or look at the cross bearing an all knowing God who, if he exists, saw everything that happened in the smoke park, and how much I enjoyed it. The last 15-year-old. Okay, I know. It's not that deep to kiss a guy. It's just a kiss, some tongue. Little kids kiss all the time. Probably not with tongue. That'd be weird. Boys have wanted to kiss me since I was 11, and back then I didn't want to kiss them. And then it was grown-ass boys or legit men giving me sneaky looks, and mommy told me I'd have to pray extra so my body didn't get me into trouble. And I knew then what I'd known since my period came. My body was trouble. I had to pray the trouble out of the body God gave me. My body was a problem. And I didn't want any of these boys to be the ones to solve it. I wanted to forget I had this body at all. So when everyone in middle school was playing Truth or Dare, or whatever other excuses to get their first kiss, I was hiding in big sweaters. I was hiding in hard silence, trying to turn this body into an invisible equation. Until now. Now I want Amon to balance my sides, to leave his fingerprints all over me, to show all his work. Concerns. Father Sean asks me if things are going well, and for a second I think he knows about the kiss, that through some divine premonition or psychic ability he knows. But then I see him glance at the altar, at the covered chalice full of wine, the plate holding the soft circles of the body of Christ. I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. I don't say. I just shrug and look anywhere else. We all doubt ourselves sometimes, he tells me. I look him straight in the eye. Even you? He gives me a small smile that makes him look younger. You ever look at someone that you've known your whole life and it's almost like their face reconfigures itself right in front of your eyes? Father Sean's smile makes him look different, and I can imagine the young man he once was. Especially me. My whole life I wanted to be a boxer, an athlete. I thought my body was my way out of the terrible circumstances I lived in. Instead, it was the body of Christ that got me out. But sometimes I miss my island, my family. My mother died, and I didn't get there in time to say goodbye. We all doubt ourselves and our path sometimes. I want to say I'm sorry, to bring back the young Father Sean's smile, but instead I merely nod. Some things don't need words. What twin knows? Twin, you know Father Sean's mom died? Twin looks up distracted from his phone, where his fingers have been rapidly texting. I try to read over his shoulder, but he flips it to screen down on the desk. Yeah, she died 3 summers ago. Why are you bringing that up? And I don't know how I didn't know. How I didn't notice Father Sean gone, or notice the person who took over his sermons. Have I been checked out of church for that long? I don't ask Twin any of these questions. He's already back on his phone. Who you been texting so much lately? The question shoulders past my lips, and I stop with one of my headphones halfway into my ear. Twin has never kept secrets from me. His thumbs go still on his phone, and he gives me a long, long look. Xiomara, we don't have to do this, right? Maybe with everyone else we need to explain, but we both know we're messing around, and that Mommy and Poppy will kill us if they find out. and I want to nod my head and shake it no at the same time. Our parents always say that as La Nina de la Casa, expectations for me are different than for Twin. If he brought a girl home, they would probably applaud him. I don't know what they would do if the person he brought home was not a girl. Hanging over my head. The next couple of days, I wait for Amon to bring up the Halloween party, but he holds my hand in bio, walks me to the train in the afternoons, kisses me goodbye before I exit to the platform, and doesn't mention the party again. Maybe he doesn't want me to go anymore? Friday, October 26th. Friday. It is usually my favorite day of the week, but this morning I got a text from Amon that flavored my whole day sour. A. Got a doc appointment, not coming to school. See you at the party? And I know it's going to be a long 2 days between now and when I'll see him again, unless I figure out a way. Black and blue. What kind of twin am I who didn't even notice when my own brother comes home with a black eye? I mean, I noticed, but not until I heard Mommy yelling at him tonight while he was getting something from the fridge. ¿Y eso, muchacho? ¿Quién te pegó? No me digas que fue Xiomara? But I'm already halfway to the kitchen, then pulling his chin from her grip, inspecting his eye myself. I don't say a word to him, and Twin's face flinches in my hand. No es nada. It's nothing. It was just a misunderstanding. And although he's answering her, his eyes are pleading with me. Yeah, looks like some asshole misunderstood your face for a punching bag. Mommy looks back and forth between us, probably only catching every other word of the English, but even she knows when it's a twin thing. Tight. I'm so heated with Twin for not telling me someone at school was bothering him that I stopped speaking. It's a silent Friday. On Saturday, I wake up with a different feeling tightening my belly. I want to go to the party. I want to see Aman. The boys in my life will drive me crazy one way or another. Saturday, October 27th. Excuses. X. Hey, so would you be really mad if I didn't go with you and Twin to the movies? C. Is this about the boy? X. Kinda. I'm telling my mother I'm hanging out with you. I'll be home at the same time as you both. C. Is he making you lie to your mother? X. He's not making me do anything except meet him at a party. C. Be safe, Zio. Your brother's been acting strange lately. Are you sure he's coming to the movies? X. Yeah, he has a lot going on. Don't ask about his black eye, but he'll be there. C. Black eye? Did you hit him, Xiomara? X. Why does everyone keep asking that? No, but I'm going to hit the dude who did. C. Don't make it any worse. You know your brother hates confrontation. X. Yeah. Thanks for not being mad at me. C. Just don't get pregnant. I'm too young to be a godmother. Costume ready. I leave with Twin to the movies, although we go in different directions once we get to the corner. He walks towards Caridat's house, and I walk to the train station on my way up to the Heights. A block away from Ruben's house, I sneak into a Starbucks bathroom and put on green eyeshadow, fluff my curls, tug on the hem of Twin's Green Lantern tee. It fits around my boobs and shows some midriff. I'm glad Mommy didn't ask to see what I had on under my jacket. And voila, a half-assed superhero costume. Ruben's house party. When I get to the address in Washington Heights, I know I'm too early. There are only a handful of people there who, like me, made bootleg attempts at a costume. I see a couple of people I know from school, but no one I would hang out with. This is a party crowd, the loudest, the boldest, the ones who smoke during the school day and drink their parents' mamadwana on the weekends. Someone hands me a cup of fruity drink, but I put it down on the TV stand, lean against the wall. I don't look at the clock blinking from the DVD player. I don't look at my phone. I've got an alarm set so I know when to leave. For now, I just listen to the noise, to the music, ignore the stares of a group of boys by the speakers. When someone brushes my hand, I brace myself, tighten my jaw. But when I turn, it's Aman, playing with my fingers, smiling. I didn't think you were going to make it. Do you want something to drink? I shake my head no and take in his outfit. He went all out. Face painted green, waves spinning, t shirt stuffed with something. All his lean self trying to look like the Hulk. I can't hold my laughter, and he only smiles wider. We are meant to be, he whispers. We both chose green superheroes. Someone lowers the lights. Aman tugs on my hand. Dance with me? One dance. When Aman asks, my heart starts thumping because this isn't bachata or merengue or something with coordinated steps and distance. This song is the kind you get close for. I push off the wall and Aman shifts in front of me, his hands holding my hips. I close my eyes and wipe my sweaty palms on the back of his shirt. We're pressed against each other, swaying, his mouth near my neck. The shoulder pads under his costume give me something to hold on to, and I'm glad we have at least the padding between us. Then his leg is between mine, and we're dancing exactly the way people do in music videos. Like if they weren't wearing clothes, they'd be, you know. I can feel all of him, not as scrawny as I thought. When the song is over, another reggae one comes on, and Aman rotates, so now he's behind me. His body grinds against mine, and it feels so good. I push away from him. I need some air. Stoop sitting with Aman. Outside of Reuben's building, the Heights is on fire. People dressed in all kinds of costumes, laughing and yelling and singing. You would think it was morning and not 9:30 p.m. Aman holds my hand in his, but every time I look at him, I'm afraid my cheeks will burst bright red, so I don't. And then he drops the bomb. I don't live too far from here. And I don't know if he means he wants me to go to his house or if he's just talking to talk. Isn't your father home? I really hope his father's home. Aman shakes his head, tells me his father works night tonight. I pull my hand from his. I can't stop my fingers from trembling. I don't have to fake when I tell him I don't feel great, that I should get home and make tea or something. I get up to leave, but before I do, Aman tugs at my hand. Read me a poem, X. I want to remember your voice when I think about tonight. And then he's grinning again and pulls me down beside him. Convos with Caridad. X. I'm on my way home. C. Good, because Xavier and I have been standing on the corner forever. X. Thanks again. I know you hate lying. C. Yeah, it better have been worth it. Was it worth it? X. It was. A lot. I have a lot of feelings, but it was fine. C. Question mark, question mark, question mark? X. It just can't last. Something is going to go wrong. I'm not allowed to be happy while breaking all rules. C. Maybe you shouldn't break them? X. Oh, Caridad, I can't wait until you like someone. I'll make sure to send you all these wise-ass texts, too. C. Girl, bye. With all your hot-headed self, you'll never be wise as me, smiley face. Sunday, October 28th. Braiding. I spent the entire Mass thinking about Aman, and I can tell Mommy is going to lecture me for not paying any attention. But thank goodness, as we are leaving church, Caridad tugs on my hand. Senora Batista, is it okay if Xiomara comes and braids my hair? I can tell Mommy wants to chew me out, but she can never say no to Caridad. At her house, Caridad sits between my legs, and I run the comb through her long, thick hair. I learned to braid when Mommy didn't have time to do mine anymore. 2 long braids? I can make you look like Cardi B for Halloween. I love the reality TV star, but she's everything Caridad isn't. Caridad gives me a smirk and nods her head. Sure, I'll put on old episodes of Love and Hip Hop so you can feel inspired. Even after I'm done braiding, we sit and watch 2 more episodes. Maybe the only thing that has to make sense about being somebody's friend is that you help them to be their best self on any given day, that you give them a home when they don't want to be in their own. At least I have a feeling if I asked, that's exactly what Caridad would say. Tomorrow is going to be a long ass day, but here and now, it's okay. Monday, October 29th. Fights. On Monday afternoon, I lean against the gate of Twins' genius school. When Amon asked why I was taking a train downtown, I kissed it off, but I'm sure he'll bring it up later. So much happened this weekend, but I s- but still I prepared myself for what I knew I would have to do this afternoon. Twin gets out an hour later than I do, and as the kids start filing out after the bell, I spot Twin shuffling my way, but he's not alone. He's with a tall red haired boy with fingers the color of milk that brush lint off my brother's sweater softly, the way Amon sometimes squeezes my hand. Xavier. Twin's name never leaves my lip, but somehow he hears me think it. His head pops in my direction like a bobblehead doll. He stumbles back from the white boy so fast he almost trips on his shoes. I look between them, confirming what I've always known. Twin rushes my way and speaks into my ear. Ziamara, what are you doing here? And I don't need to tell him. I came to knock my knuckles into someone's face, to redeem his black eye, to let them know Twin isn't alone. You shouldn't have come to my school. I don't need you to fight for me anymore. There is a balloon where my heart used to be, and it whooshes out air at the prick of his words. I look at the boy who gazes at Twin with love all over his face. Leave it alone, Ziamara, I think Twin says, but it sounds more like leave me alone. Scrapping. I'm not stupid, you know. I know I'm not going to be 30 fighting grown ass men. I know I'm not always going to be bigger and meaner than the boys in my grade. I know one day they'll be stronger and hit back harder. I know I won't always intimidate girls with my height, with my hard hands. I know I won't be able to defend Twin forever. But I thought when it happened, it would be because he would fight for himself, not just find someone else to protect him. What we don't say. On the train ride home, Twin steps into his feelings like they're a gated off room I don't have visitation rights to. He spends the entire time playing chess on his phone. Twin, I know you probably felt this way your whole entire life, but if mommy and poppy find out about White Boy, they will legit kill you. His fingers move a rook across the screen, attacking some imaginary opponent. Cody, not White Boy. And I know what mommy and poppy will say, what you're going to say too. But I don't even know what I'm going to say. I only know I've always wanted to keep him safe, but this makes him a target, and I can't defend against the arrows I know are coming. Gay. I've always known, without knowing, that Twin was. We never said. I think he was scared. I think I was too. He's mommy's miracle. He would become her sin. I guess I hoped. If I didn't ever really know, it wouldn't be like he wasn't. But maybe my silence just made him feel more alone. Maybe my silence condones the ugly things people think. All that I know is that I don't know how to move forward from this. Feeling off when Twin is mad. A part of myself rebels against the discord. It might sound dumb, and not all twins are like us, but when he's angry, it throws me off. I can't think of anything but him being upset, and I'm afraid anything I say will make him angrier. I don't even know what I did wrong. I've been fighting dudes for Twin my whole life. Why did he think I wouldn't show up at his school? Not even Amon's emoji smiley faces and links to Ja Rule's old romantic rap videos are enough to make me feel better. Rough draft of assignment 3 describes someone you consider misunderstood by society. When I was little, mommy was my hero because she barely spoke English and wasn't born here, But she didn't let that stop her from defending herself if she got cut in line at the grocery store or from fighting to get Twin into a genius school, because I've never seen her ask my father for money or complain about her job because her hands will be scraped raw from work, but she still folds them to pray. When I was little, Mommy was my hero, but then I grew breasts, and although she was always extra hard on me, her attention became something else, like she wanted to turn me into the nun she could never be. Final draft of assignment 3, what I actually turn in. Xiomara Batista, Tuesday, November 6th, Ms. Galliano. Describes someone misunderstood by society, final draft. I've always found Nicki Minaj compelling. Although she gets a bad reputation for being overly sexual and making songs like Anaconda, I think the persona she portrays in her videos is really different from who she is in real life. So the question should be, does society distinguish between who someone actually is and the alter ego they present to the public? For example, Ms. Minaj may have lyrics that some people feel are a bad influence, but then she's always tweeting people to stay in school. I also think society puts a negative spin on her music by saying she's allowing men to dictate how she raps. But a lot of her music shows a positive outlook on physical beauty. She is well developed, and people always have a lot of negative things to say about her because of her body and how she talks about it and sex. But instead of being ashamed or writing something different, she celebrates her curves and what she wants. All that is beside the fact that she also got bars, by which I mean to say she is very artistically talented. She's not just a great female rapper, she's a great rapper, period. Ms. Minaj has held her own on tracks with some of the best rappers in the world. She is a woman in a male dominated world making albums that go platinum. I know she's not considered most women's role model, like Eleanor Roosevelt or Mother Teresa or even Beyonce, but I think she stands for girls who don't fit into society's cookie cutter mold. Misunderstood? Perhaps by some, but those of us who can relate, we get her. Wednesday, November 7th. Announcements. At the end of class, Ms. Galliano brings in a student from her poetry club. He's a Puerto Rican kid I've seen around with glasses and a kind smile. He says his name is Chris, and he invites us to join the club. Then he does a short poem using his hands and his volume to grab our attention. Ms. Galliano looks on like a proud mama bear, and the class gives him half-hearted claps and a dap or two. Chris hands out flyers for the citywide slam and personally invites everyone to come to a poetry club meeting. The slam is 3 months away, February 8th. Ms. Galliano says it's open to the public, and even if we don't sign up, we should attend and support Chris and our peers. And I feel my face get hot. I should be there. I could compete. Ice skating. When I was little, Mommy would take Twin and me ice skating every year for our birthday, January 8th. She would work the holidays to make sure she had the afternoon off. I always think of ice skating as a gift. And although Twin is super uncoordinated, and I've always been a tank in tights, we were real good at skating. It was one thing we both did right. We took to the ice, falling only a few times before we streamed easily in the circular rink. Mommy would post up behind the glass, never rented skates herself, just watched us turn in circle after circle. This was a tradition for years, until one day it just wasn't, until Twin and I stopped asking, until I forgot what it was like to slice through the cold, maybe like a knife, but mostly like a girl, skating with her arms out, laughing with her brother, while her mother took pictures in the falling snow. Until I completely forgot about the skating adventures we used to go on until Aman asks me to go skating. I tell him I have to be home straight after school, and half days won't give us enough time. What about tomorrow? No school since teachers are grading exams, and I'm stuck. It is a day off, and one when Mommy will be at work, so it's not like she'll know I'm not home. I begin to shake my head, and then I remember how free I felt on the ice, how wonderful it was, and I know I want Aman to see me feeling all that.